Welcome to Corrections Reflections Podcast, a platform dedicated to individuals who've experienced incarceration. When I was 19 years old, I made a decision that would change my life. Eventually, I would find myself in prison. And when I got out, I made it my mission to help give those who faced incarceration a voice. If you haven't already got my book, you can find it on Amazon. The name of the book is Guilty, the story they never told. I like to call it a bully beatdown.
Yeah.
So after the brothers gave me a bully beatdown, my first month in the county, after they after the brothers jumped me, um I learned how to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I could already fight, but I wasn't a fighter. I wasn't a fighter at all. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't a fighter. My very first altercation in jail, uh, so I had this cellie, and he had a couple of homies, and he was a native brother. My cellie, he was a native brother, and he was actually a blood on the streets,
Yeah.
and so he had black homeboys, and he would have his homeboys come and visit. His homeboys would come and visit in the cell and shit. And yo, I didn't mind. I didn't give a fuck. But I was so they would be up late talking in the cell at night. So and I can't sleep in that shit. So and I don't know those homies from the street. You know what I mean? They knew each other. I didn't. So I would just be outside playing spades or watching TV or something, right?
Yeah.
So one night, my celly, he's got these guests over, and it's like 11 o'clock, midnight, and I walk up in the cell. I was like, hey, celly. I was like, I'm about to go to bed. He was like, all right, bet. So one of his homies was sitting in the floor with his back against the wall and his legs straight out in front of him inside the cell.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was blocking the entire cell. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So his legs were stretched out with the entire width of the cell,
Out of the
right?
way. Yeah.
From wall to wall.
Yeah.
Or from wall to toilet or whatever the fuck. You know, in the as you're walking in the doorway,
Yeah. Water desk
right
chair,
there.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I go in my cell. I tell my cellie that. He's like, all right, bet. Well, this dude doesn't move at all. So like, I gotta get to my rack for something. So I'm not gonna ask this grown man, hey, will you move? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is my cell. This is my house. I literally live right here. I sleep right here. Like, I was literally trying to get in, and I didn't feel like asking this grown ass black man, hey man, will you watch out?
Yeah.
So he didn't move. He didn't like get the hint. So like I just walked over his legs, right? I walked over his legs, stepped over his legs.
Yeah.
Bro, that was like the highest level of disrespect that could have happened in that moment.
Oh, damn.
And I also walked back out of the cell, but he still didn't move. He was still in the same spot. And they were still talking, so I was going to give him some time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was going to leave, give him some time to wrap it up and then come back. So I go to leave, I walk back over him. Bro, I don't know what this dude was thinking. I don't know what was going on in his head. But he jumped up the second time I walked over him.
Yeah.
He jumped up, yelling, screaming. Bro, he was fucking pissed. He was fucking pissed. And he started squaring up with me. And I'm super fresh to jail, bro. I'm super fresh. I still haven't had my first fight.
Yeah.
That's how fresh I am. Like, but I was very respectful. You know what I mean? So I just get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
And very respectful. I thought respect would take me a long ways. You know, it only gets you so far. this dude started swinging on me, and I knew that I could whoop him. So every time he swung on me, I would duck it or dodge it, and he would miss every single time. And I knew that I could whoop this dude.
Uh-huh.
I just knew that I could whoop him. And honestly, being so new and so fresh, I was so afraid of retaliation
Uh-huh.
from other people. Uh, I didn't swing back. I didn't
Yeah.
swing back at all. I ducked and dodged everything. Up until the point where my celly broke it up. He was like, "Hey, yo, chill, 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 chill."
Yeah.
But yeah, I could have fucked dude up, but I didn't. I chose not to because I was honestly I was scared. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared of retaliation
Yeah.
because uh, I mean, at least from where I'm from,
Yeah.
uh, if you were to fight a black dude and win, uh, most of the time, I'm not gonna say every time, but most of the time,
You open that.
black dude's gonna have some homies, and they're not gonna be happy. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's just bottom line.
Open that door to more beef.
Yeah, so I chose not to fight back, but it was cool. That's when I understood I could stand my ground. Yeah. Um, A unit, back to A unit. I ended up going back to the hole for another fight. Uh, After I got out of the hole that time, I went back to D unit. All right, check this out. I'm going back to D unit now. All right, so now I'm back in D unit. I'm probably in jail for like 9 months now, 10 months, whatever, 9 months. So I'm going back to D unit. I'm ready to line up everyone that was involved with the altercation that happened. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? With them jumping me. So I'm ready to fight everyone. I get back there. There's only one person left in the unit that
That was even
did
part
it.
of it.
Yeah, bro. So honestly, I don't know. I let it go after that.
Wasn't no fun no more. Huh?
No, no. Fun. It wasn't fun in the
No,
beginning,
no,
bro.
no
They
fun.
fucked my shit up.
But you've been plotting on getting
Yeah, I was plotting
on
for
it.
sure.
So the fact that only one of them was
Bro,
there it took
and
the
let me
fun out of
tell
it.
you, man, my homeboys, Georgie Proctor and AJ Reyes, bro, we was man, those are some crazy motherfuckers, bro. We was cellies together in the county, and those motherfuckers actually are the ones that came up with my nickname, Manny Pacquiao. And let me tell you how it came about. All right, so after those brothers jumped me and they fucked me up, they reconstructed my face. I learned how to fight. So I got segregated in medical, and then I went to the feds, and the feds weren't playing. They're ready to fill you full of holes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just learned respect and shit. You know what I mean? And then I went back to A unit, right? I just bounced around from unit to unit, also to the hole. Check it out. So I went back to D unit, and while I was in D unit, there was this dude in there. He was a neighborhood crip
Uh-huh.
named Trap, and he was a real bully. I'm not gonna speak bad on his name, but he's a bully,
Yeah.
and he one time. So after I got out of the hole, they put me back in D unit, and my celly was native,
Mm-hmm.
and he left. And you know how it goes in Omogi County. You know, whoever's got the bottom rack, once they're gone, dude on the top rack gets it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a
Oh yeah.
crazy, crazy cycle. And when my celly left, I got the rack. Trap wanted to move in. I was like, yeah, 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 you can move in. I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
He moved in. He wanted to buy my rack. I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, I'm good. He was like, are you sure? He was like, I'll buy it. He was like, I'll give you $10. I was like, no, I'm good, bro. He was like, I'll give you $20. I was like, nah, I'm good. You see, because if he were to give me $20, it wouldn't be $20, right? It would be food.
Yeah.
It would be $20 worth of food. And I would be hungry enough to eat it. Okay, because in the county, bro, there's only a handful of times when the drop comes in.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there ain't no money to be made, you're wasting you're eating your food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're wasting your money. You're just eating it.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. Like, because if I eat it, it's gonna be gone. And guess what? You're gonna have the rack.
Yep.
And I want the rack. So I'll just keep the rack. He was like, all right, well shit. I'll just take it from you. I was like, shit. All right, shit. Now Trap. I don't know if you've ever met Trap.
Oh yeah, I met him.
A Trap. Trap's a small dude. He's probably 5'6", but he's probably a solid 220, 230. He's a solid dude. He's stout. Uh, After he told me he was gonna take it from me, I was like, nah, you ain't gonna take it from me. So I went downstairs and I hollered at the brothers. I was like, hey yo, I let Trap move into my cell, right? But he's trying to bully me out of my rack. I was like, what are we gonna do about it? They was like, shit, that's your cell. What are you gonna do about it? I was like, damn. That's fucked up.
Now you had
Yeah.
to. Now you had to.
Yeah, so they was like, we got your back, but you gotta handle it. We got your back, but you gotta handle it. I was like, all right, bet. So I went up there. I was like, all right, I'll fight you. Let's go. Fought him. He whooped me, but he didn't get my rack. So I earned a little sliver of respect there.
Yeah, I stand on business.
And he's a real bully. I ain't gonna lie, bro. So like after we became cellies after that. Even after we fought, I
Yeah.
let him stay there. We were cellies, and uh the microwave ended up breaking. Ended up going out, and he ended up busting the microwave open and taking the motor out so that he can make a tattoo gun.
Oh shit.
Bro, the motor was like 8 pounds. Dude, it was
Like
huge. I'm not playing. It was huge, man. It was so big. It was heavy. And one time he got in trouble and went to jail. He went to the hole. And after he got out, they put him over in B unit. And he kept trying to get my attention. He kept trying to get me to send the tattoo motor over to B unit. I was like, nope, you're beat. Like, I'm not sending it over. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, it's mine. I basically, I'm not sending it over.
Yeah.
And I was in D unit for a while, probably 4 or 5 months. I don't know. Probably not that long. Maybe 2 or 3 months. Maybe I'm stretching it.
Yeah.
And in you ever been in D unit?
Yeah. That's where I was at.
So when you're in D unit, in the cells, they got access to the girls. You can talk. So over the years,
Uh,
the girls and the guys in D unit have been chiseling holes in the corners of the cells
yeah.
so that they can talk to
To
each
the
other.
to the wall hose.
Yeah. So that's a good way to pass time.
Yeah.
But I had this female that I was talking to, and I was sending kites to her, and I was talking about some contraband,
Mhm.
and long story short, it was a kite about a contraband smuggling operation, Like I was trying to bring some shit in,
Mm-hmm.
and the cops ended up catching it, and they read it, and they seen the name Pac-Man, and they couldn't figure out who Pac-Man was. And for hours, man, for hours, they searched every unit. Finally, they figured out who I was, and then they threw me in the hole for 5 months. I was in the hole for 5 months for that shit.
Shit.
And the day, bro, as soon as I went to the hole, as soon as they came and got me, they took me to the hole. Trap, I don't know what he did, but he got in trouble in B unit on purpose so that he could go to jail. He went to jail. He got thrown in the exact same cell as me. I was up on the top rack. He come in. He pulled me off the top rack. He started beating the shit out of me. All because I didn't send him the tattoo gun.
Damn.
So let me get back to AJ and Georgie, right?
Yeah.
So AJ and Georgie, they actually the ones that came up with the nickname Pac-Man. All right, let me tell you how it came about. So after those brothers in D unit fucked me up, I had my face fucked up. I decided to learn how to fight. I decided to start standing on business,
Mm-hmm.
and I was growing my hair out at the time, and I looked like Manny Pacquiao. And when I was fighting, Georgie told me he was like, "Yo, you look like Manny Pacquiao." And him and AJ Reyes, they was like, "Yo," they was trying to come up with a nickname. They was like Pacquiao, Manny, Pac-Man. They came up with Pac-Man, so Pac-Man stuck.
I was about to ask you. Everybody gets a nickname when they're in jail. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Usually earn it.
Pac-Man earned some stripes.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. I was in there for quite a bit. I ended up. I ended up finishing my time in D unit. So being in jail, I won't say there's much of any rehabilitation that happened at all for me. Jail was probably the worst thing that could have happened for me,
Uh-huh.
if I'm going to be honest. Um, Before I went to jail, I wasn't a real criminal. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't grow up like that.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up to be bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I literally played sports. I try to go to college. I just didn't make it that far.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get the chance to do other things. But jail was jail. That's a place where I learned how to be a bad guy. After I got out of jail, I started. It's crazy how it happened. It's the wildest fucking story, and I've already told it. But after learning all these horrible things and how to be a criminal in jail, after learning these terrible things and not learning a single good thing in jail. There's not nothing good that can come from jail. After I got out and got my job, it's just miraculous how I walked over a sack of dope. You know what I mean? And then my life just became something else from that point forward. Okay, so I got out of jail and I tried to be good. I tried to do good. I swear to God. I got my job at the sawmill. It was amazing. It was a good job. It was a good gig.
Yes, sir.
Found that dope. It was like it was a wrap. It was all over with.
Almost like it was planetary.
Right. It was crazy. But I will also tell you this. Had that dope not been there, bro, I wouldn't have this story today. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Copy that.
It wasn't no fat sack of dope either. It was only like a quarter ounce, probably. It wasn't huge, but it was enough to stop me in my tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was enough to make me second guess.
That's enough for you to change your whole path, huh?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It was fun. It was fun. It was but I don't say that in a literal way. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't really fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I mean by fun is the money was easy.
Uh-huh.
The money was fast. The bitches were fast. The lifestyle was fast.
Mhm.
You know, it was a good time. You didn't have to go to work. You didn't have to worry about a job.
Nope.
It was a good time.
No taxes.
Nothing. Um, but at the same time, it came with tons and tons and tons of horrible, horrible things. You know what I mean? Like all the time. Just terrible.
Yeah. A lot of losses. Few wins.
Yo, back to the county jail. After I got out of segregation, I don't know. One, I don't know if it was the first time or the second time. After I got out of segregation, I just want to go back to the conversation about the holes in the wall.
Mhm.
After I got out of segregation, they let these other two guys out of segregation too. And while they were in segregation, they were in PC.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know that. When they let me out of the hole, they let them out of the hole too, and I think they let a couple other people out. Well, when they let us all out, they were cleaning the hole out for more people. Okay, those two guys were in PC,
Mhm.
but when they let them out, they put them in gym pop. They didn't put them in a PC cell or anything.
Yeah.
They put them in gym pop. So me being in the hole, I didn't know nothing about them. You know what I mean? They never talked to any of us. They always kept quiet. But it's because they were PC. I didn't know that. I just thought they were quiet. Um, so they let these guys out when they let me out. These guys were in PC. When they let them out, they put them in D pod with me,
Mm.
and there was some people in the unit that knew he should be in PC. They knew that he shouldn't be out. Nobody spoke on it though. You hear me?
Yeah.
Nobody spoke on it. It was just like,
They already knew, huh?
yeah, like they knew, but nobody was gonna make it happen. Like make him go back to PC or anything. They were just gonna let him stay or something. I don't know. I don't know. When I got out of the hole, I went straight back to my cell. My cellie got my spot back for me. I got on the hole. I got on the wall, started talking to them
Mhm.
hoes. And while I was on the hole, dude came up in my cell. He was like, "Hey, Pac-Man, let me get on the hole. I gotta holler at my bitch." I was like, "All right, give me a minute." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, "All right." He left. The door closed. He came back like 2 minutes later. Come up behind me, put a knife to my throat. He said, "I told you, let me use that fucking hole." I was like, "You got it." I was like, "It's yours." Uh, I left the room. I went downstairs, told the brothers, like, "Yo, homie just pulled a knife on me, put a knife to my throat." They was already plotting on him. They was already plotting on him, and I don't know what the fuck he did before that, why he was in PC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they was already plotting on him, and he knew that. I think that's why he pulled the knife on me.
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to get. I think he was just trying to tell his bitch some shit. But after I told him, they told me to stay out the way, and in D unit there was two lines. You know what I'm saying? Like one coming off the top steps and then one coming from the cell
from
direction.
yeah.
So like I was coming from the top steps. I was standing in that line, and dude, he was also standing in the same line, but he was way up in front by the doors.
Yeah.
And all the other native brothers, they were standing in the other line by the cells. And as soon as the guard came in, started handing the trays out, everyone started grabbing their trays. Out of nowhere, these brothers just rushed them, started beating the shit out of him. Everyone pulled their weapons out, started beating him with locks and socks and shit.
Damn.
This dude had locks tied on a string, and he was using that, but he ended up getting his head split open. Um,
Got him.
yeah, he's dead today. He's no longer alive today. Um, there's another time, uh, while I was in the hole, Fish was my neighbor,
Hmm.
and he told me 20 minutes before this was going down. He told me, "Hey, yo, somebody's about to come in your cell, and he's a native, and he's got child charges. He's got fucked up child charges." He said, "I need you to handle it." Well, but that's fucked up. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
That's fucked up, really. I didn't even know how dude knew that he was coming in my cell. You know what I mean? Like he knew that it was happening, but he was like, "I need you to handle it." And again, I'm not in F2 anymore. Now I'm in the hole. And again, I have to say, somebody tells you to handle something, you don't handle it, the doors pop, they're gonna get you.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like I'm in F2. It's not like the wreck door was popped, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm in the hole with these guys. So like if our cell doors pop, this dude's gonna fucking kill me. He's gonna slit my fucking throat.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yep.
So he told me that it was gonna happen, and when it happened, I was fucking dumbfounded. Like, how did he know this was gonna happen? He must have got a phone call or something,
Mm.
right? But whenever the guard brought him in, the guard looked me dead in my eyes, and I told him, I told the dude, I said, if you have any fucked up child charges, you can't stay in here. And the guard just looked at me, and I said it again, and the guard shut the door. And as soon as the guard left, I handled it,
Yep.
and it was a horrible moment, honestly. You know what I mean?
Hmm. You knew what you had to do, though, huh?
Yeah. Do you see how do you understand how fucked up it is though?
Yep.
When like it's not even your fight.
And he didn't even do nothing to you.
He ain't even do shit to you. But you see, that's the reality of jail. That's the reality of incarceration.
Hmm.
Okay, everything's political. All right. Now, it hurt my soul doing it. It hurt my hands doing it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It hurt everything about me, but also at the same time, I had two other different gangsters from two different sets in the cell with me at the same time.
Hmm.
There's no way I could have even went easy on the dude. You hear me?
Yep.
Like I couldn't have even let the dude slide. There's no I got two other gangsters from different sets in here to let them know if it got handled.
Yep.
Okay? Because I'm not a gangster.
Yeah.
My cellies were gangsters. Um, I thought I killed him. I in the end My hands were hurt and I couldn't hit him anymore. My hands hurt too bad. And I fucking started kicking him. And I kicked him in the head. And his head bounced off that toilet. And he fucking fell on the ground, lifeless. And I thought he was dead, and there was fucking blood everywhere. There was blood all over me.
Mm.
There was blood all over my celly shit. Blood all over the walls. But you see, being in a situation like that, it's either them or me. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be anybody's um, reaction. But I was in the county for so long, I learned all the horrible shit. I learned all the ins and outs, all the nooks and crannies. I learned how to get over on them. I learned how to beat them. I learned how to fight. I learned how to get fucked up. I learned how to get up. I learned how to do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Jail was no easy place for me. I mean, it got easy. It got easy. But I didn't grow up thugging, bro. I didn't grow up hard. I didn't grow up with that mentality at all. I had to learn it.
So from everything you went through, what's one thing you learned that you had to learn the hard way? Like trust, who you could trust, who actually
Everyone's
had.
a snake.
Yep. Yep.
Everyone's a snake. There ain't no trust.
Everybody's got their own, like their own perspective, and everybody's got their own agenda.
Yep.
Yep.
Nobody gives a fuck about you.
No.
You're lucky if your family does.
Yep. Some people do, some people don't. But yep. Yep. For sure, everybody's got their own agenda. Sometimes you get caught in the middle of it. Sometimes you're the victim. Sometimes other people are.
Thanks for tuning in and being a part of this channel. If you enjoyed this one, leave us a like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to follow us to stay connected. Follow us on TikTok at Corrections Reflections, and find the Guilty brand on Etsy at Corrections Co. This is Corrections Reflections with Will and Boo.